G'day everyone, it's Patrick, the CADASIL vlog bloke here again. And today I want to talk about my effing migraines. I had migraines for, I don't know, I variously say somewhere between 20 and 25 years because I can't exactly remember when they started. I think it was in my late 20s. And I had hemiplegic migraine, a type of migraine with aura, and depending on which CADASIL research papers you read, it is estimated that people with CADASIL have In CADASIL, 40 to 70% of people, according to various papers released on CADASIL research, have migraine. Most have migraine with aura. In my case, my first migraine came on out of the blue. I was at home after walking back from work, which is about a 30-minute walk, and I started experiencing some tingling in the tips of my left fingers, and this finger is the one that's been affected by my strokes in the last 12 months. But the tingling began in the very tips of the fingers. So up here, and then moved very slowly down the length of the finger. And it moved in waves. And the first bit of tingling or pins and needles feeling was about as thick as a finger, and then moved down like that. And by the time it got to that spot there, just up here, it returned to normal. Then it moved in waves like that through the rest of my arm. I don't know why I'm showing my arm, but you know what an arm is. Then progressed up. It somehow jumped from here to the top of my head, and then came down absolutely perfectly symmetrically, staying on the left side all the way through, and then working its way down through my chest, my pelvis, and all the way down to my toes. And sometimes that could take about 20 minutes to get all the way through. And then other symptoms would come on, such as pain, a bit of nausea, not very often. I never threw up. But often prior to the tingling coming on, I would have yawning the day before, excessive yawning. Even though I wasn't particularly tired. Sometimes I had visual auras, not always. But the pain that came on afterwards was incredible. It was the worst pain I've ever had in my life. I had those types of migraines several times a year over the course of those, as I say, 20 to 25 years. They could last from pre-drome, which is the bit where you start, in my case, having yawning and visual disturbances, and the paresthesia, which was the numbing of my left side, through to the end of the pain and the after effects that last for a few days after that. Could last anywhere from about 4 days through to 2 weeks. Many people find it incredulous that you could have migraine for 2 weeks, but during those migraines, I was effectively disabled. I couldn't go to work. I couldn't look after myself very well. I could still walk. I could still talk. Although in the beginning stages of the migraines, when I was having paresthesia, I sounded like I was slurring when I was talking. And those migraines robbed me of a lot of quality of life. I was unable to make a lot of plans, social interactions or whatever, because my migraines kind of were random. I never had any triggers that set them off, and it was probably the most prominent feature of my CADASIL until I started having symptomatic strokes last year. So, be interested to hear what your experiences of migraines have been. I don't have them so much now. I get occasional ones, but they're nowhere near as severe as they used to be, and they do not last as long, thankfully. Anyway, that's just my experience of migraine. Peace and love to all. Catch you next time. Bye.